Mia cannot make it today, unfortunately. So there's only three of us now, and the audience, of course. Okay, so before we start, perhaps we can start with a brief introduction, starting from you, Mr. Roland.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for the invitation and for giving me the opportunity to be here on this stage and talk about biodiversity and sustainable landscape, which the last 20 years in my career, I was working on both topics, biodiversity and landscape, and how to make land use more sustainable. And before that, I was a bad guy. I was speculating, and I destroyed biodiversity and landscape. So I clean up the mess now.
Ooh, okay, amazing. Kita belum kasih tepuk tangan loh. We haven't given them a big round of applause. Thank you so much. How about you, Kak Abex?
Hi, I'm good. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for having me in this stage, and thank you, nice to see you, Mr. Roland. My name is Abex. I'm outdoor enthusiast. My hobbies is trekking, hiking, camping, and doing outdoor stuff. And I began my storytelling about biodiversity and about the environment starts about like 7 years. And then, yeah, it's just a beginning actually.
Yeah.
I'm still learning about that. And I would like to implement everything about biodiversity and environment issue to my outdoor activities because actually I live surrounded things and then
Yeah.
I live in the nature and then my hobby while I'm trekking I have to implement that kind of stuff to protect my nature to become sustainable.
Amazing, amazing. All right, that's the introduction about Abex and also Mr. Roland, everyone. I would like to raise my first question to Mr. Roland. So ASEAN is home to over 25% of the world's known flora and fauna species and also contains over half of all global tropical peatlands, which stores 68 billion tons of the world's carbon. So given the significant importance of our region, can you tell us how can we protect this richness and how the EU is supporting this effort?
Thank you for this question. I will start from the back. How is EU
Okay.
supporting ASEAN in this regard? Germany, the EU, and many other European countries have a long-term relationship with ASEAN Center for Biodiversity in the Philippines. More than 15 years, or since the very beginning, we are supporting this center, and I think this is a very, very good organization. Just think about the ASEAN heritage parks all over the ASEAN, and they are certifying it somehow and managing it. And there you find most of the things you just mentioned. There's so many species, and here in Indonesia, I moved in 3 years ago, and it's incredible of what unique and awesome landscape and biodiversity you have in this in this country. It's to just go to Sentul, a nice trekking area. You have it close by.
Yes.
So now, and
yes.
this is the amazing thing. Here is a 20 million metropole in Jakarta, and 1 hour, 1 hour and a half, you have the biodiversity, and you hardly find that in Europe anymore. So I've been here in the region in Southeast Asia for 15 years,
Ooh,
and
okay.
that's one of the reasons why I really enjoy it here. So rich of nature and so much to do here. And I always feel a pity that everybody talks about Brazil and the Amazon, but people don't talk about ASEAN.
Yeah.
You also are rich on biodiversity, on different species, and I feel that this is one of the most underestimated regions in the world.
Alex, do you have anything to add to that?
Well, as you know that we have also the heritage park close to Jakarta. We call it Mount Gede Pangrango. It's belong to our national park, and Asian knew it like 2022. They visit from Asian young storyteller. They visit the park, and they knew that it's very close actually from the town, and then we have that such a big park.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe ASEAN is just only small people know. They knew only Bali, Bali, Bali. But we have like a lot. We have a lot.
Yeah. Not saying that Bali is not beautiful. Bali is beautiful as
Yeah,
well.
Bali is beautiful.
But we have other beautiful places as well, right? Okay, I have a question for you, Kaabex. When it comes to building awareness, stories have been dubbed as one of the most effective form of communications. So, as BCAM's young storyteller from Indonesia, can you tell us more about how you are using stories and the art of storytelling itself to build awareness about this issue?
For my personal opinion, I used to use my personal engagement.
Okay.
It's really close how I can communicate to other people by using the social media platform.
Yep.
I believe even small act, it's always have a bigger impact. Maybe only one or two of them, but it will become bigger if we doing it by consistently.
Yes.
And then I make a story by using my daily life. Like, for example, this is a small act actually.
Okay. Nice color, by the way.
It's sweet on you.
I know, right?
This is small act.
Okay.
But I inform the people like by using my social media.
Yep.
They attract with the color as you, and then they want to buy. They want to buy it.
Yes.
But from this, it will reduce the plastic.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Even it's just small percentage.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, I believe by using the storytelling to other people and using my personal engagement,
Yeah.
like talk, not become a teacher who, hey, you have to do this, you have to do that. No, by sharing my personal daily life, just daily life.
Yeah.
For example, like in my home, I used to divide it between an organic trust.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it become already 8 years.
Okay.
And I spread the information to people how making a composite,
Oh, yeah.
how making a
composite.
compost, and then it's very simple. Maybe one or two, they get the impact. Oh yeah, it's good. And then it became bigger when I did it like consistently. So I believe the power of story. It's a good start rather than we just be quiet. Rather than you don't do anything. You have the platform, you have your social media, and then it's about how you can spread the good information instead of negative things. Then you can use it wisely.
Yeah.
So I use my story by using my social media to spread the good information
Yeah.
from start from my daily life, and I told them that I implemented not just this is just a story, this is just an example, but I'm doing it like every day.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you just stay quiet, I don't think that you can make any movement.
Yeah. And the fact that you use social media not to flex, but
Yeah.
to inspire others, right?
Yeah, that's why I'm very grateful when 2022 I chosen by the Asian Biodiversity to become Young Asian Storyteller. So
Okay.
it told that if you use your social media wisely,
Yes.
then it have an impact for yourself and for other people. So
Yeah.
we have only 3 of us from Indonesia, and then we have from another country, Thailand, Philippines, Myanmar, Cambodia, and everything. And then 20 of us become young Asian storyteller. And then we talk about the biodiversity from our heritage part. And yes, we spread each good information through social media.
Amazing. Okay, so I have another question for you, Mr. Roland. The EU's Global Gateway Strategy is all about investing in green projects, right? Does climate financing fall into this category as well? And can you explain a little more about the concept of climate financing and how it can help protect the biodiversity in our region and ensure a sustainable landscape?
That's a very technical question and, and hard to tell a story now. But we were told to tell stories, so people memorize what we are saying. I mean, I could talk now about the millions EU is investing in biodiversity. An action document just recently being published, and 50 million is going into biodiversity. So there is money available, but rather I would rather talk about what we are doing with the money than telling what climate finance is about. I mean, you have the Green Climate Fund, Adaptation Fund, all these things.
Yeah.
These funds, but they are organizations who deal with that, and we are talking about something else today, I think. So we are trying to really protect biodiversity in ASEAN. And when we talk about biodiversity and its protection, we also talk about the indigenous people who are living from there. And my personal approach in all my projects is that I try to involve the local wisdom as much as possible. For me, this is the most amazing people. Local wisdom, get the wisdom from local experience, like you. You are going out hiking and you get all the knowledge.
Yeah.
There is no data, there is no model, there is just experience.
Yeah.
And that's how we can learn. I mean, all these scientific things are very important. I'm not underestimating that, but in combination, we need the local wisdom. We need guys like you who are telling the stories. We technical guys, we can tell you how to use money and how to manage money, but that's not life.
Yeah.
Life is something else.
Okay. Do you have anything to add, Kavex?
Well, I mean, the updated data, I used to get more closer, like I've told you, personal engagement to the local people.
Yeah.
Because of what they know everything about the situation, about the environment. And even in Indonesia, we have our culture, like a big culture. And each places, it's different culture, different people. So you have to do the personal engagement to the local people first, and then you will get every single data that you need.
Yeah, yeah.
I believe right now you can have a lot of information from the Mr. Google, of course.
Yeah.
But for me, the updated one, it's from the local people. So you have to get the attachment and then approach the local.
Yes.
Especially in Indonesia, we have a lot of tribes. Yeah, I mean, even I do hiking somewhere. They also have indigenous people there.
Yeah.
Even only small tribe or something like that.
Yeah.
Like last time I went to Aceh to do the heritage park in Leuser National Park.
Okay.
So I have to do the approach each of them,
Yes.
like to get a lot of data, because actually they are the one who knows what is the problem, what they need, and then we're trying to help them to give the solution, to give them awareness. And the source actually, how you build the awareness to local people first to protect the nature.
Yes.
Otherwise, if I did like a lot of time, or you have to do this, you have to do that, it's not makes any sense because of what they knew better than us.
Yeah. And
may I add one experience, personal experience? If you go to the Heritage Park or any other national park, if you do some trekking there, I find it always fascinating the noise of the forest.
Yeah.
There are different noises at different times of the days. And this is just incredible. And I live in Thailand close to a national park. And there the birds are waking me up every day. I tell you, I wake up with a good mood.
Yes.
Even the frog, actually, they have a sounds of bird.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
In
I just know
Borneo,
that.
they have that.
Okay. That kind of alarms that you cannot snooze, right? Okay, so I have this one statement, and I want to know what are your thoughts about this. People often think that what we do on a personal level is too small to make a difference. What are your thoughts on that statement? Maybe Mr. Roland can go first.
Well, I hand over to my colleague because she already told she starts slow, and I think that's the best beginning.
This will be actually our closing statement, guys, before we move on to the Q&A session.
For me, one act of random kindness, it will change the world. If you want to change the world, then change yourself first. I believe one act of a small things,
Yes.
it can change the world. For example, like this. Even in here, only like 2,000 people. Even in here, 20 people. Maybe you heard the message about what we're talking about.
Yep.
You got the insight. And then you come home and then you remember, oh, Indonesia has a lot of heritage. And then you Google it. And then you know that Indonesia has a bigger nature, mother nature in here.
Mhm.
And then you want to go there and then you want to learn about that. Or maybe when I talk about my Tumblr,
Yeah.
maybe you want to buy it. I don't know. But it's always, I believe, one act of a random kindness, if we would spread the kindness, it's just like a snowball.
Yeah.
Snowball, small,
Yeah.
become bigger.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're talking about the social media, I don't give a about the numbers, about how many people will like your story you have shared. I believe from 10 people who likes your story, I believe maybe 2 of them got the influence by us.
Yes. Yes.
From 2 and then another day we got 5 and then it's just like become a snowball, become bigger in the end.
Yeah.
And it always begin by one step ahead, one step at the time.
Yeah.
So for me, just do a kindness to the mother nature, to the environment, to the other people, and then the nature will treat you a very good things.
Amazing. Amazing.
I
Yeah. Yeah. You may.
thank you for raising the snowball because I am Austrian and I grew up half of a year with snow, so I know.
So it's really a great,
Great.
yeah, small act of random kindness is just
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
snowball.
Mhm.
Why you have to scare that? I'm not good enough to influence people.
Don't overthink it.
Yes, just do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just do
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
If
yeah,
you
yeah.
if you stay quiet, then you got nothing.
You have anything to add? About
Yes,
the snow?
not about the snow, but starting on your own. For instance, I've been living in Bangkok for 10 years.
Okay.
And I was biking there to the work. It was 20 kilometers one way each day. I was the only one. But people start doing that. And here, I was quite
Oh.
happy here in Jakarta. They already do it here.
Yes, yes.
So I joined a bigger group here and it's more fun, I must say.
Oh, amazing. Everyone boleh tepuk tangannya dong. Ini dia 2 speakers kita hari ini. Alright, Kak Albex and also Mr. Roland Treitler. Aku ingin membuka satu sesi Q&A ya untuk satu penanya, boleh? In English, please ya, boleh ya. Oh, yang kakak ini boleh. Ya, boleh berdiri? Can you just stand up and introduce yourself?
Thank you for the time, Ms. Quincy. First of all, my name is Ryan. I'm industrial engineering student from Trisakti University. And I've always dreamed of working abroad in sustainability since middle school. Though I felt like I haven't really made a significant contributions in the field. So, but I also agree with the statement you made earlier that life isn't merely about earning money, but realistically speaking, we do need to have a proper income for a better quality of life, right?
Agree.
Yeah. So my question is, could you suggest a realistic options for joining a sustainability actions or climate action program that offers a sustainable income also? Since Mr. Roland is the project director, I think that it would be best directed to him. This question, I mean, but I also recommend insight from Ms. Abex. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Roland.
Thank you, Ryan.
Straight to the point.
We did not make this up, right? We never met because that's my question. I am really happy to this question is raised because that's what I'm or my personal account or intention or passion is working exactly on this field. The question is, if we want to protect biodiversity, you find it in countries like Laos, Bhutan, in countries which are not very rich, because they protected the biodiversity. So now we realize we need the biodiversity.
Yeah.
And we make incentives for the rich countries to rebuild their biodiversity, but we are not incentivizing the people who protected it and still protect it. So that's changing the income or fostering the inequity in the income, the imbalance. It's unfair, this system. The least developed countries with a lot of forest nature abundant countries don't get any income earlier because they kept the forest. Now they don't get any income because there is no incentive system. So I'm personally working on this. But you cannot believe how difficult it is to convince the people that this is needed. I really think countries like Indonesia, with a lot of national forests, Brunei, Bhutan, Laos, they must be incentivized from us, because what they are doing is they give us the oxygen we need. And that's a long way to go, but some projects are working on that. But unfortunately, we start with a small group now, and hopefully we become bigger. But I'm fully on your side. These people need to be incentivized to protect the forest.
Bex, do you have any other points to address?
I believe this kind of organization, it's really hard to get the rising. But I have a friend. I got inspired by her. Actually, she's doing the sustainable, and she's trying to help to protect the nature. She is also hikers, and by her activities, she's doing a zero waste adventure. It's a small act, but got big impact. She knows it's really hard to, to raise the fund for her stuff. But by her activities, right now, he got money from that. She doing a lot of mentoring. She's attend to a lot of event, and then she's made a small shop about zero waste.
Okay.
So it's really hard to get a fund from others. So she's trying to make a fund for herself first. I've always believed that actually nature don't need us. Nature is fine without us. So it's just about how you can give to nature. Not about, it's realistic that if you want to go somewhere that we need the money, then yeah, it's wisely for me. It's about how you can give, because nature actually already gave a lot. So it's just time to pay back.
Thank you so much, Bex and Mr. Roland. All right, everyone, that was our third talk show for the day with the topic biodiversity and sustainable landscape. Before you return to your seat, may I request you to stand over here for a quick photo session. All right, in 3, 2, 1. One more time, in 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Roland. Nice to meet you. Have a nice rest of the day, Kabe.